My little art friends, we're back working at home again. So virtual, a couple more days. We're going to come back, I promise. This week's unit is called Sketchbook and why you need one in your life. Before we get started, let me back up a little bit. All our units are based on how artists think and work. Like, for example, the first unit, it was about, well, artists need ideas. That's how they think and work, with ideas. Or the store. Well, how do artists come up with ideas? They usually collect ideas in stores. So that's how artists think and work. So this week's Artists Think and Work is about sketchbooks. Artists use sketchbooks to think and work, and that's who you are. You're the artist. So let's get right to it. Here it is, a sketchbook. I know what you're thinking. Mr. Sands, Mr. Belter, are you going to make us buy a sketchbook? No, this is totally optional. If you want to buy a sketchbook, you go out and get one. If you don't, that's fine. That's fine. You don't need to buy one. But we're going to talk about them, and hopefully you're going to want to buy one. Now, there are all types of different sketchbooks. For example, that first one there that you saw a minute ago, the brown one is spiral backed, is a really nice sketchbook. It's like $10 in the store, and it has great paper in it, but you don't need to spend $10 to have a sketchbook. You can go to like the Dollar General and get that one in the middle, the sketch pad, and it's like maybe the paper's just as good. Maybe the bounding breaks a little bit. You put a rubber band around it. Who cares? It's a perfectly good sketchbook. And if you don't have that, you can just get a folder like on the bottom there, and put printer paper, steal some of my printer paper, and you can do your sketches on that. So you can have a sketchbook, and it doesn't even have to cost you anything. So why would you want to have a sketchbook? Number one, you can practice. Some people say, I don't know how to draw hands. And I always say, well, go draw 100 hands and you'll know how to do it. You could practice in your sketchbook. You could draw hands and you get good at it. Or you could paint little flowers and practice. You just use your sketchbook for practice. What about thumbnails? You know how we gave you those plan papers and you had to do little thumbnail sketches on it? You don't need those papers anymore. You could just do it in your sketchbook. Isn't that crazy? And then at the end of the year, you'd have all these thumbnail sketches in your sketchbook. You can go back and look at them. You know those papers, you're going to lose them. They're going to get in your cubby, they're going to fall on the ground. You could do urban sketching. You go down to Southport. Remember when we could go to Southport? You go down there and you find a building and you just draw it in your sketchbook, and you can use some watercolor. That's called urban sketching. It's very similar. Go out in your backyard and you find a bird and you observe it, and then your observational drawing in your sketchbook of the bird and what it looked like and the colors, and you can write notes and stuff like that, because you can do anything in your sketchbook you want because it's your sketchbook. You can just draw. What if I just drew in my sketchbook, Sans? That's a perfectly good idea. You could just draw in your sketchbook. That's a great idea for sketchbooks. And you can even plan your outfit. Like you could be like, what am I going to wear today? I'm going to wear this lizard dress. Or you could be like, I want to make this lizard dress. And so you plan out how you're going to make it, which is probably what this sketch is about. However you decide to use it, I got one simple favor I'd like to ask is that sketchbooks are for making mistakes. Mistakes are how you learn. So if you are drawing in your sketchbook and you don't like the way it looks, don't cross it out. That's silly. It's supposed to be there. It's supposed to be. You think the first time you walked, you think you were like just got up and started running across the room? No, you fell on your face. I bet you did. I bet you can ask whoever was there, your parents, your grandparents. Hey, did I walk for the first time? Did I actually make it, or did I fall on my face? You fell on your face. That's because that's how we learn, by making mistakes. So if you make a mistake in your sketchbook, good. Go make 100 mistakes in your sketchbook. That's what sketchbooks are for. All right, I want one. Where can I get it? I know I said you didn't have to buy one, but if you decide you do, the Dollar Tree. You can go to the Dollar Tree. If you can get down the aisle through the boxes, you probably can find one for a couple of bucks, maybe $1, maybe $1.50. Or Dollar General. You can find them for a couple of bucks. Michael's has all kinds of sketchbooks in Michael's. You can get big ones, little ones. Speaking of big ones, you go to Big Lot, they probably have some sketchbooks in there. Hobby Lobby, again, all different sketchbooks, cheap ones, expensive ones. You set the price and decide how much you want to go to Walgreens. Go to Walmart. You can't get to Walmart. If you could get to Walmart, I bet you they have sketchbooks. So you can get one if you want one, and you don't have to buy an expensive one, or you can just make one, like I said. That brings us to the last thing I want to talk about, which is second to last thing, this week's assignment. We would like you to do a sketchbook assignment. Oh, Mr. Sands, I just told you I don't want to buy a sketchbook. I know, it's cool. Get to that in a minute, but just check it out. Get some paper in your sketchbook or wherever and just draw a sketch. Sketch something. You can sketch your cat. You could sketch the TV show you're watching. You could sketch your dinner. I mean, if everyone's fine with it, sketch whatever you want. You can sketch. You can make up stuff like Star Wars. You can put fake stuff, imagination. Like look on here. There's like Star Wars obviously has a big egg with an eyeball in it and two pencils fighting each other. So they just made those pencils up. They're not real. So you can just imagination. You can just have fun, like color. Like, I don't know if that looks like hair to me, but it's probably not. It's probably just some kind of design they did with pen, like a blue pen and a red pen. So you can have some fun with this week's sketchbook assignment. So complete a sketchbook assignment. I told you, Sans, I don't have a sketchbook. Look, You don't have a sketchbook. Do you have some lined paper? Do you have your notebook with you? You can just draw lined paper. Look, boom, look at that. Lined paper becomes a sketch. Lined paper becomes a sketch. Lined paper becomes a sketch in your sketchbook. Now it's your sketchbook. That's fine. You don't have lined paper. You forgot to bring it. You left it where in the car? Go out in the car and get it. You don't have any lined paper in your house? Fine. Did you get bills? You probably get some bills. Take the envelope, pay the bill. Take the envelope, or have somebody else pay the bill. That's even better. And then you can draw on the envelope. What envelope? Draw on the envelope. Don't have an envelope? That's fine. Let's move on. A, a brown paper bag. You can go to the food line, and when they say, do you want plastic or paper? Say paper. Say paper. Probably better for the environment. And you know what you can do with that? You can draw on it. Look, you can draw a Pikachu. So of regular paint, a brown bag to a Pikachu. I'm going to say, if you want to sketch this week, you can pretty much draw any Pokemon you want on a brown paper bag. Pikachu, Bulbasaur, Pikachu. What is some other one? Anything but an Eevee. There's no Eevees in the art room. Very strict rule we have here. No Eevees in the art room. So that is it for this week's assignment. The only thing we ask other than that is Wednesday store, always based on the unit. I'd like you to put together a sketchbook store, a store based on sketchbooks. So what does that mean? You could show different types of sketchbooks. You can show different sketches people did in their sketchbooks. You can do pictures of your own sketchbook. I mean, take pictures of your friends' sketchbooks, and you can put that in your store. All different sketchbook ideas. So you have a sketchbook store that you're going to post to Seesaw on Wednesday. That is it, my little art friends, until we meet again, which hopefully will be soon.